Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss another session of complex analysis, that is some special kind of integrals which is varying from the limit minus infinity to infinity. So here the theory is, suppose you want to calculate the integral over the limit minus infinity for a function of a real variable, real axis, that is f of x dx. So we know that x is along the real axis and y is along the complex axis. In a complex plane, this y is treated as the complex because our complex number is x plus iy. So a point on a complex plane that we can represent as x is along real axis, okay, and y is along the imaginary axis, right? Now to calculate the integral for a real function, that is f of x, okay, f is a function of x, okay, so we can do, instead of doing this, you can find out the contour integral f of z dz, okay. Now let me discuss the theory how it is possible. See, suppose you have a complex function, right? So we can start with an example. Suppose you want to calculate minus infinity to infinity, right? Minus infinity to infinity 1 by some real variable, that is x square plus some b square or something, okay, is a constant, b square is a constant, right? Dx, okay. So to calculate this, I am considering a contour, right? So if I am considering a contour in the complex plane, right? So it's varying from r to minus r, okay. So this I can represent to integrate this complex function. Suppose I have a complex function, okay, that is so to integrate this complex function, I can consider curved integral along this closed contour, that is suppose 1 by, so our function is z square plus b square. So in the real axis it is 1 by x square plus b square. On the real axis this z turns to x, okay. On the imaginary axis this z turns to y, okay. Now this curved integral 1 by z square plus b square I can write as, instead of integrating this, I can write as, this is the integral of 2 along integral along this arc and integral along this real axis. So integral along the arc, the function is 1 by z square plus b square dz, plus along the real axis this z I can replace with x. Here z turns to the y, imaginary part will be 0 along this axis. So x plus iy we can treat as x only along this axis, okay. So instead of doing this, I can do minus r to r along this real axis 1 by x square plus b square dx, okay. Now here I am going to apply one trick. So if the limit of the circle changes from minus infinity to infinity, so infinity to minus infinity, so this circle, if I start a circle from here, it will increase, its size will be increases when it is going to infinity, right? So when I am replacing this arc with infinity, then this arc integral become negligible and its value become 0, as it is a very huge circle, okay. So along this path, curved integral 1 by z square plus b square dz, this part will be 0 if I am replacing this r to infinity. So minus infinity to infinity 1 by, so this part will be x square plus b square dx. So instead of calculating this, okay, instead of calculating some infinite integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx, I can calculate the closed contour integral f of z dz. That is the theory, okay. So when I do one example, you will get more idea. Okay, so our first question is a question in the similar format. Integral minus infinity to infinity 1 by x square plus a square dx, right? To do this, integral minus infinity to infinity, to do this, I have already discussed the theory. I can calculate the closed contour integral 1 by z square plus a square dz. Okay, that's our theory says. Okay, so that is equal to 1 by z square plus a square dz. So I can calculate the contour, right? So we are doing this integration along a contour from minus infinity to infinity. It is varying from minus infinity to infinity. So if you consider, it has two poles, right? Our function is z square plus a square. Okay, and it has two poles. This I can write as z minus ia into z plus ia. And look to this ia and minus ia. So it has two poles, that is z is equal to ia and minus ia. Now look, what is minus ia? This is the positive imaginary axis and this is a negative imaginary axis. So plus ia is here and minus ia is somewhat here. Okay, now it is clear that this minus ia is not inside this contour. So this pole we need not consider. Okay, so we need to consider only we want to find the calculate the residue only at z is equal to ia. What is the residue? Residue at z is equal to ia, that we can calculate limit as z tends to ia, z minus ia into, right, z minus ia into 1 by our function z square plus a square, that I can write as f of z, that is z minus ia into z plus ia. This will cancel. When I am substituting ia, I will get 1 by 2 ia. So I have calculated the valid residue. Okay, out of the two residue, one is out of the two poles, one is invalid for the residue calculation. Okay, so once I get this residue value, what is the integral? Integral is equal to 2 pi a into sum of residues. So we have only one residue, that is 2 I a, right? So the 2 cancel, I cancel, so the final result will be pi by a. Okay, so this will be the answer. Now let us do one more problem based on this. Okay, see, so here the problem is integral minus infinity to infinity x square plus a square whole square. So as per our theory, instead of doing this, we can do integral closed interval over a contour f of z dz, right? That is x I can replace with z square plus a square whole square. So this I can write as closed integral z square divided by z minus ia whole square into z plus ia the whole square, right? So from the expression, it is clear that z is equal to ia and minus ia are the poles. But the problem is this, when you consider the closed contour like this, okay, then this minus ia is out of this, it is on the imaginary axis, and this plus ia is here. So plus ia is inside the contour and minus ia is outside the contour. So this is invalid. Okay, to calculate the residue. So we can calculate the residue of this using calculate the residue using z is equal to ia. So it is a double pole, right? So you have to use the formula 1 by n minus 1 factorial into d raised to n minus 1 dz raised. So let me write the limit as z tends to ia d raised to n minus 1 d z raised to n minus 1 into f of z, right? That is equal to z minus ia the whole square into 1 by z minus ia the whole square into z plus ia the whole square, right? Here z minus ia whole square, z minus ia the whole square will cancel. Okay, and here the n is the order of the pole, that is we can write as 2. So 1 by 2 minus 1 factorial, that is 1 by 1. Limit as z tends to ia, and when I am giving n is equal to 2, that is d by dz of, here we have z square, right? That is z square divided by z plus ia the whole square. Now we can integrate using this, using quotient rule, right? So limit as z tends to ia d by dz of z square by z plus ia whole square. Now differentiate this using quotient rule, and when I am giving the limit z is equal to ia, then you will get the quotient rule. You can substitute here and substitute the value of z finally, that is ia. Okay, everywhere you can substitute, then final result will be 1 by 4 ia. That will be the residue. Once you get the residue, then integral minus infinity to infinity 1 by, not 1 by z square. So the problem is x square, right? X square divided by, we calculated x square, right? So x square divided by x square plus a square whole square dx, that is equal to 2 pi I into sigma sum of residue. Residue is 1 by 4 ia, 1 by 4 ia, right? So I can write this as pi by 2a. So final result will be pi by 2a, right? So answer will be pi by 2a. You have to write the complete function here. Here x square divided by x square plus a square whole square. Okay. So that is equal to pi by 2a. So this is the method to calculate integration of a function, of a real function in the interval minus infinity to infinity. In the next class we can do some more problem based on this. Okay, then we can go to the second type of function to integrate. Okay, thank you.